want to talk this week a little bit about what else is out there to watch, and of what we've seen, what do we recommend? And Paulie, you've covered two of the movies that I was hoping we could get into today. Sisu, which you saw, and you're muted.
Oh yeah, PS1, PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ponniyinselvan 2, Part 2.
How is that?
Great. It's Indian film, foreign film. It's Part 2. The first one came out last fall. I got to see that in the film in the theaters. So Part 1 is on Amazon Prime right now, and so with the review, I said, check out Part 1, obviously, and if you have time, hit theater, because if you like, just epic, sweeping, swashbuckling heroes, kicking ass, amazing film work, incredible actors. That's they're in Indian cinema showing up Hollywood, man. That's how what Hollywood used to do, and just be unapologetic and just be badass and kick. No one's misunderstood. It's just good and evil. So yeah,
What's it about?
Well, it's loosely based on the Solas, who were a kind of a loose fit, like they're relatives who ruled this kingdom. It's set in India about 1,000 years ago. These people really existed, as far as then the Panniyins kicked their ass afterwards. So it's think of these. I would guess the English trying to get together and form England while the Vikings were fucking pillaging and doing their thing.
Mhm.
That's what these homeboys were doing, and then there's like a lot of of course, inner betrayal, family betrayal. And it's really kind of seen through the lens of the guy who's on the horse.
Okay.
And the actor's name is Kaithi, and he's in a kick-ass film, a separate film, and that's on YouTube. You guys can see for free. That's called Karthi. Let me get to Karthi now. Did you see it, Zax?
No, I have not. No.
Ah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's told through PS1 and 2 is kind of told through this character, that guy on the horse, and he's basically the royalty, the would-be royalty, but he's too much of a swashbuckling, let me drink and go after chicks and kick ass type of guy. He doesn't want to be bogged down in politics. That's him.
Yep.
He doesn't want to be bogged down in politics and all that shit. But he's very loyal to the princes, and there's a hint of comedy with him and another character. But I always love these Indian actors that are macho, sexy, and that have a stomach, like they're gordos, like they don't, like that's how real dudes look. It's like
Yeah.
and he's incredible. All the actors are incredibly charming, man. You're just like, whoa, fuck. Who are these guys? And this director has worked with this pool of actors for a couple of times before, and you can tell, man. You can tell. And unfortunately, my only kind of a downvote or whatever is that they rushed the ending.
Okay.
And I heard it was because of budget constraints. So yeah, it's basically them trying to solidify their Sola kingdom and pass the torch of the crown. And I thought that at the end, I was like, oh man, they needed a Return of the King. They needed another movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this one wraps it up. Then this tells the complete story, or completes it.
Well, here's the other thing: is that it's based off these books that were written. I want to say 50 years ago.
Okay.
And you know what? I might be getting a mix. It's either 50 or 20 years ago that these are really beloved books, these stories, loosely based. So I loved it, man, and it you know, of course, there's just an amazing action sequence. There's actually more big action sequences in the first one. This one has more personal hand-to-hand combat that I dug.
Okay. I remember this when the trailer dropped. I got a lot of people saying you should watch this trailer, react to this trailer. And then I had other people coming in saying, don't react to that trailer. It's propaganda. It's a trap.
What?
Yeah, it was real. So I don't know if you got any of that, Polly, at all feedback on this, or was that just me?
No, I think it's just you, man.
I'm just good like that.
You know, Pops is saying Kaithi, Karthi in PS2, and he's great in Kaithi. And Vikram. That's right. He is in Vikram. This guy is incredibly likable. Okay, let me tell you about this flick. Dude, something to watch. Basically, all right, so with PS2, right? It's in the theater. That's a big reason to go because it's meant to be seen in the big screen. It is really well shot. It's gorgeous. There are no musical numbers in it, which I like even more.
Oh,
that's break.
Yeah, there's one or two. I think there's two in the first one, but one where he's in character as a like a kind of like a theatrical guy, like he's trying to be a spy, so he has to play like a theatrical dude, so he does a little number. And then there's another number, but in the part two there's great music, but there's no music breaks. This movie.
Does anyone like throw a motorcycle and wrestle a tiger?
No, but they ride on elephants and they do. He does defy gravity. He does defy gravity a little bit. Yeah, you know, it's the thing with PS1 and 2 is that it has some really killer love relationships. Right, one's ultimate betrayal, and the other one's a really nice love romance that builds. So that's a little different than RRR, which RRR was just never had that compared, you know. So yeah, I recommend both. Now this movie is a freaking. I want you guys to think of Die Hard, the movie Die Hard, but he's driving a truck.
Okay.
And that's it. And I mean, he has a truckload of sick cops that got poisoned. They're gonna fucking die, and he's got to get to the hospital. And
does
between
he say
there and
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker? He doesn't say it. I'm not watching it.
I mean, it's better. It's better. He's got better shit than that. Yeah, like you're gonna love it.
Nice.
But between there and the hospital is like hundreds of miles of bad dudes, of traps, and fucking, you know, crazy stuff. I mean, it is it's set in modern times, and it's really excellent. And like Con Air, he just got out of prison. He just wants to go see his daughter. He's got the little stuffed animal. He's got the fucking thing.
And he's stuck saving the cops.
And he's stuck saving the cops because I think I'm trying to remember if he was one, but he knows how to drive that truck. He's the only guy who's not sick and knows how to drive a truck. Really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. This guy's probably in my top 2 of Indian male actors. He's probably my second. It goes back and forth. I'm caught between him and this guy who was a little lead in this movie called Gangs of Wasseypur. I mean, Indian cinema is relatively new for me. It's been a little over a year, but the last 10 years, these guys have just been tearing it up. I cannot. I mean, you know, yes, S.S. Rajamouli kind of leads the way. He's the guy who directed RRR, but you know, he's got this crazy movie where the main protagonist is a fly.
Oh,
you know,
I heard about that one.
Iga.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
So yeah, so that PS2 was really it made a lot of money. You know, anytime a movie can make the top 10 in the box office.
Especially a foreign film that's like really like niche kind of an audience thing. That's
Mhm.
that's surprising to see that like an Indian film in the American top 10.
Well, and I was saying in my video, guys, right? And thank you for Zach's for, checking it out and getting where I'm coming from, is that it, the real heroes of the top 10 for me were Return of the Jedi, Ponniyin Selvan, and Sisu.
Mhm.
And these, they all had less than 1,000 theaters. Ponniyin Selvan was in 600 theaters.
Wow.
It made almost $4 million. That's nuts.
Wow.